Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So Kabam has finally managed to put together a reply on energy and energy refill situation and the energy economy. And I kind of have mixed feelings about it, because a lot of the things that they say in it are true. However, I am still not kind of convinced about the overall effectiveness of the steps, and I still do not find the logical rationale behind some of it. But okay, so first of all, we have heard your feedback and have seen the posts and videos about reduction in earnable energy refills, and we want to address it directly. Energy is a key part on how the team balances gameplay, especially in modes where intentionally you want there to be some level of entry friction to maintain pacing and ensure different modes of gameplay are meaningful. This element of the game has been completely removed in recent years. Our goal is to return energy ecosystem to a place where most summoners have what they need to do their day-to-day play, but not a massive surplus beyond that. We'll continue to monitor and make changes in the coming months, but we have some changes we are ready to commit, and so we're going to announce those now. So this first one, to be quite frank, is an admission of Kabam saying, if you want to play this game actively, you're going to have to buy energy. Like, there's just no other way around it. They're effectively saying you haven't spent units for energy in, like, recent years, and we want you to start to. Therefore, these changes are intentional, and they are absolutely going to expect you to effectively pay for energy refills if you want to be playing this game actively. Like, for instance, grinding Balagons. And I have my issues with that. Because in a game as complex as this, where there are a million things to do and where you think a lot of things are chores, the last thing, in my personal opinion, what you want to place is an entry restriction. Like, energy refill economy, what is the best? It is effectively an entry restriction in everything you do, because it costs energy. Now, in recent years, when we had, for most part, enough energy refills, we felt as if we can log in just about at any time and play the game for an extended session, for example. That gave players some quality of life and quality of, freedom. I can't do this quest right now in the morning before work, but, I'm going to come home after work and, clear it and do whatever else I need to do because, I have an energy refill, and that's fine. So I can play the game how I want, not how Kabam makes me want to play it. These new changes effectively means that Kabam will want you to play more frequently in smaller sessions. So you're looking, oh, my energy is full, I'm going to log in and I have to clear my energy, and then, I need to wait for it to recharge up, and then I can clear something more. So, regardless of how Kabam puts it, and because of their motivations, like, make no mistake, this is not a pro player change. This is a change that restricts the way we play the game. Therefore, by definition, from our aspect, from any player playing this game, it is a bad change. It is kind of like Kabam all of a sudden saying, like, I don't know, we kind of feel like there is no economy or whatever scheduled for how alliances play Alliance Quest. Therefore, we will no longer let you choose which 4 days you play Alliance Quest. We're going to go back to the old system, and you're going to play Alliance Quest 5 days, and they're going to be in set days, and your Alliance can't pick and choose, and they're going to be, rotating, and therefore you might have to play Alliance Quest, on Saturday evening, Sunday evening, or whichever one. And that is just not a good change for players. It might be, an additional way how Kabam's trying to squeeze out monetization from the players, but by no means in any effect, any part of what is happening regarding energy is good for players. I do want to make that 100% clear. Therefore, anything that they say, beyond this point, we are effectively going to be looking at as a patchwork, because, like, oh, we're doing things to make it better, but it's still going to be more shit than it used to be just because we decided to be so. You guys get where I'm coming from? Like, they are doing some, like, quote-unquote improvements and are promising improvements to us, but effectively, within the first paragraph, they have themselves said that there's going to be less energy, and we want it to be so. Again, and that by definition, is bad. So let's go over the three things that they're saying here. For starters, we're going to be reducing the solo raid's energy cost to 1 energy per tile, allowing you to engage with the mode without burning your whole energy bar. This should allow you for more experimentation that the mode was designed for. First of all, might I address that a lot of this seems to have been slightly familiar and mentioned in my video, but okay, I don't know if anybody from Kabam saw it, but fine, whatever. Because I did talk about, all of these things here further on as well. But number one, solo raids. Without being rude, solo raids is a thing, and you might want to end up doing it, but it's how many of you test champion solo raids? Maybe I will at some point when raids week comes and I want to run through once or something like that, which is fine. So this is a neat change, but it's not a daily change. It's not I do not have a desire to go in that raids map on daily basis and clear even now when they give extra AP, extra XP for that daily raid thing. I just couldn't be bothered. Just boring. And I was like, nope, the game has already a ton of things to do. I'll eventually reach that level, whatever needs to be, and I'm just not going to spend another X amount of time from my day, doing that stupid daily thing. But having the option to do so is nice, and having less energy required to do so, that's nice. So maybe eventually it is going to be useful, so it's not a bad thing. It's just kind of inconsequential thing, because vast majority of the players at no point will kind of frequently go in the solo raids to test things out. Some of you eventually will, but as will I. I assume at some point I'll rank up a new champion and things maybe this is going to be cool for raids. But it's not something that affects my day-to-day. So I don't put on much value to this. Next thing, and this is kind of the more controversial part. Second, we're going to remove energy refills from 4-hour crystals and add 2 per week back to the Alliance weekly super event. These 4-hour crystals are a significant source of energy refills. However, we know players generally don't want open 4-hour crystals until they need revives, potions to complete resource-intensive quests. So they tend to sit there until we launch big Everest content. When this happens, players open crystals and accumulate huge overflow of refills, most of which expire unused. With this change, it means the crystal will now have slightly higher chance of dropping revives. The resource players are usually opening the crystals for, and will also mean steady stream of refills without being forced to open these crystals. Now, in theory, on a blank canvas, there's a perfectly rational and reasonable statement to make. And he's right. For most people. Or for many people. For me as well. I hate opening 4-hour crystals, and I don't have to, especially from refills, because I still have constantly expiring revives and potions anyways. And it feels extremely wasteful. So I generally try my best not to do that. And then, when Acropolis comes out and I open 500-700 of these crystals, I do have energy that often, I can't get rid of fast enough. And that is factually accurate statement. My question is, though, why is it being a justification to give back what they took from us? As in, we used to have energy refills effectively in weekly Alliance events, right? They took it away, saying we don't need them. And that was their justification, saying oh, you don't have to lower EQ difficulties, you don't need those refills. So all of a sudden it appears that we do need them, but in order to get them back, they need to take out energy from the green crystals. So it kind of seems like they're full of shit a bit. Or at the very least, one of the things that they said is a lie. As in, them saying that we will not need as much energy because we don't have to do the lower event quest difficulties, or either that was a lie, or I don't know, then this entire should go down. It's something smells fishy. Because again, they literally said the refills are removed because you're not going to need them. It turns out we do fucking need them, but in order to get them back, they're going to take out the refills that we can get from the Greek crystals. It fucking smells. It's kind of Kabam says you're not going to be walking outside as much, so we're going to take your shoes away. When it turns out you still need your shoes, Kabam's saying we're going to give you back your shoes, but we're going to take your coat away now. So the end result of all of that is we're still getting something taken from us. So again, it's like these type of argumentations is exactly why people don't like Kabam. Because again, in an offshoot, yeah, what they said there isn't wrong. Like in a blank piece of paper that way, like nothing there has been like false. The question is like, why though? Like, but when you put it in the context of the game and what Kabam has said before, this is kind of full of shit. So, the 2 energy refills per week is what they're adding, effectively speaking. Will that be enough? Let's see. But this post already starts to smell like a lot. Then, finally, alongside Season 34 of Battlegrounds, the team plans to depreciate Elder's Marks as of right now, November 26th. Like, bitch! Why are you talking about that now? As in, like, if you know that this issue exists, right? It's like, why couldn't it be with Season 32? Why couldn't it be with Season 33? Shut up and take my money. Why can't you bring it forward?
Martin Jr. £2. Supple hey KT. What is happening, buddy? Woozy face emoji. Folded hands emoji.
So much. But effectively, you know, this again feels kind of like an add-on. It's like, we know you guys are pissed off now, but, you know, there's going to be things. Like, you might still tell me that things are changing. It's like, oh, it's like next year we're planning on, you know, like releasing a new champion that's going to counter Serpent. You know, or whatever. And there's like, you can die for a year. It's like, use revives, get wrecked. Like, but next year, we're going to be releasing a counter to this problem that exists right now. Like, if there's an issue right now, at least try to make it sound like it's urgent. But, okay, fine. The big news here, I suppose, is that team plans on depreciating Elder's Marks. And again, on paper, no issue with that. I think Elder's Marks should have never existed. I think it was a cheap, scummy way how to monetize Battlegrounds. And I have zero issue with it. It never felt right. Again, there was zero reason for them to exist to begin with. And, you know, Elder's Marks was just additional artificial item/currency that existed for Kabam to make money, quote-unquote, spend your units. So them going away, in essence, I'm fine with. Like, I don't care. No, just take them away. I don't think that should have ever existed. In my personal opinion. You feel different, that's fine. When we do this, 2 things will happen. We'll be reducing Battlegrounds energy cost to 10 energy per match. Okay, that, again, is unanimously a good change. It's not a bad thing. We'll be adding more energy refills back into the economy to account for the removal of Elder's Marks. Now, this makes sense. This is what they should do, because, you know, and Elder's Marks was used as, you know, very efficient substitute to energy. My problem here is with the faith in Kabam's quality, math, accounting. You know, because clearly here, again, they proved that they can say whatever the fuck they want in order to kind of make themselves sound better, but simultaneously letting us know they're full of shit. Because, again, just a quick recap here. We took away your energy refills because you do not need those energies. Now we're saying you do need those energies, but we're taking away some other energies. So, effectively, it's like the same story. They took away our shoes, then gave them back, but took away our coat. And we're still missing something. So we're still with less stuff than we started with. And it's like, do we really believe Kabam is going to be like fair and good and proper and proportional and, you know, it's going to be, you know, good for players is the big question. It's like, do we think they will add these energy refills into the economy fairly? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Because in this same post, they have tried to justify bullshit that they have done. So, this entire thing depends on execution. Again, on paper, it's fine. I don't like Elder Marks, that's fine. Reduce to 10 energy per match, that's fine. We'll be adding more energy refills to account for the removal. It's like, will you? Enough? So, again, this post is a bit, you know, kind of different. Because this is a good thing. It's just not important. This, again, technically kind of works out better for the players, but it still feels wrong. Because we took away your refills, we're giving them back to you, but it still doesn't feel great. And here, this entirety of this depends on execution. So I can't say that this is like absolutely atrocious post, but it definitely doesn't feel like we heard your feedback, we're giving you more refills. Like, nope, we're giving you some refills, but we're taking away some, and then this, you know, relatively irrelevant thing, we're making that better, and then, you know, several months down the line, we're doing this. Like, why can't they just be kind of straightforward? I don't know. I think the entire essence of the post is hidden here. Energy is a key part of how team balance gameplay, especially in modes where intentionally want there to be some level of entry friction to maintain packing and ensure different modes. This element of the game has been completely removed in recent years. Our goal is to return the energy ecosystem to a place where most summoners have what they need day to day, but not a massive surplus. This is their admission that they want us to spend on energy refills, and this is where the hidden essence of the post is. We want to give you less energy refills because we want you to spend units on energy refills. And seemingly they do not give a shit that it is complete anti-player change because it severely restricts our playing habits. So, if I said I don't know how I feel about this post, I think I figured it out. Shit post. First of all of this clever talk about saying something so simple because they don't have the balls to say it properly. And a whole bunch of doing something for the sake of us looking like we're doing something, but with, you know, fairly minimal end result, or only discussing stuff that's going to happen months down the line. It's just shit. It's a shit post hidden, you know, behind nice pleasantries and fake smile and pretending that they care and they do something. So, that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, we have all the information about the next